So I always think of whenever I say anything. Last time the group accepted a job to clear out the sewers. Cutting down a few smugglers right at the start and dealing with some alligators, they stumbled across another group of smugglers, apparently stealing from the first. After Vark took several bolts and arrows, the leader of the other group halted fire, recognizing Ed Glean. They spoke, the group hearing a little bit about Ed Glean's past, before Ed Glean decided to silence his past crewmate, starting a rather quick fight where the majority of the group just cut down said crewmate rather quickly. Looking through some of the smuggled goods, the crew cleared the blockage and found a side passage where more smuggled goods were found, mostly money, but also some potions and some paperwork that Corolla found. After a quick fight with some more lizard men and an unexpected gelatinous cube, the group picked through the rest of the goods and began to leave. Decided to set up a trap for the first smugglers, but only ended up catching Draken and eventually some guards. They'd left the sewers and headed back to the tavern, too late to get the reward money from the Justicar. And that's where we left off. Quick summary. No, you guys had decided to wait around in the sewers for about 4 hours, waiting for the first smuggling group, and it didn't pay off. So no, it was well after dusk. It was like 8 o'clock at night when you guys got back to the tavern. You also sold off some. That's where I was going to get to right now. You also sold off some, because I forgot to mention it. You sold some of the smuggled goods that were in the sewers. You sold that off to Cast, was able to locate a fence, and you guys were able to sell it off. And that's where a majority of everyone's money was. Plus, there was also money in the smuggled goods that you split up between everyone. You were not there. You know where you were at, right? I sent you that summary where you were. Okay. So don't forget that you know that. I mean, you're the only one who knows that. Okay. If you want, I can just explain it if we get to that point. But you can go back and read it still, too. But you can always just have me explain it. Okay? Okay. So you guys, after a late night of drinking and enjoying this money that you made off of smuggled goods and other thieves that you robbed, and doing a good job for the city by clearing out sewers, you wake up. It's a rather bright morning. Some of you slept in a little bit later than others because you drank a little too hard. Maybe had some things on your mind. And now it is morning. Go ahead. No, you passed out. Some of you that were drinking a little bit heavier passed out in the bar and eventually made it up to the rooms. But yes, you all went to sleep. Unless you wanted to do something before you went to sleep. Anyone? Remember, some of you were heavily drunk. Okay. You were one of the drunk ones that passed out in the bar anyways. You said you were drinking. Okay, well then you didn't pass it. Yeah, but you're a very beefy person. I can move this over here so I can see everything that's going on. Hick. Yep. Kroll was definitely drunk. Maybe. You'd see it. Okay, so what are you guys doing? You guys woke up. It is a new day. Is Corolla in the room? She's pretty used to being drunk, so. I will not be repeating anything for Lucius or Jazzy, by the way, who are in 2 different games. Just so you know. I don't know if you are actually in game, it just says you are. Joseph probably is. Path to exile. But, right. So, you guys are waking up. Wow. What are you guys doing? Right now, you don't really have anything. Okay. And now Lucius is an Apex Legends. He was hiding. Okay, so... Are you going alone, Cassidy? Are you gathering people? What are you doing? That's true. You don't sleep. Yeah, I think everyone but Cast and Lucius, because they already started walking off towards goblins. Everyone else was there. So yes, everyone is aware that you're turning in a job for money. Okay. Are you waiting for anyone? Is everyone getting up and going? Okay, we'll just say you all go. She's fine. She's not like passed out that hard. Cash, you see them leaving the building. Cause, like you said, you spend your time in nights on the roof, meditating. And even then, it's not even full sleep. It's trance, I believe, right? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So also don't forget to do a long rest for everyone. All you guys. Okay, so everyone takes off, except Jazzy. No one woke up Jazzy. He's still sleeping. Oh, he's actually paying attention. How many days has it been? Good question. I should bring up my calendar, too. Oh, yes, there is. Let's see. I hate how it resets the first freaking. There it is. It has been since everything has happened. So you guys have been in Rivermore for 4 days. So it has been about. Once you found out, it has actually been about 2 weeks and 4 days for you. So 14 days for you since you were deposited. Which reminds me, it is day 5 now. You are not aware. You're not aware of anything that's happened so far. You can assume that from the information you've been given. Yes. Okay. I gotta figure out what's going on. Okay. So you guys are heading to the Justicar. Jazzy, you're awake, moving with everyone? Moving to Justicar. You guys get there, and you've already been here several times. The guards really know that you've been doing work. They let you in without too much of a hustle. You go to the Justicar office, and she's sitting there behind her desk, once again, just doing paperwork. She notices you come in. She just kind of looks at you expectingly, waiting for you to speak, because you're coming to her. It's like, which job would that be? Sewers. Yeah, oh yes, the guards did mention something about it. Late last night, they left a note. What? Everything okay? Oh. So I take it then that means you took care of it. May I ask what was down there? That's it. Were they nesting? I've never heard of alligators nesting. That's a large alligator. But what was causing the blockage, though? I mean, I get what killed the guards now, but what do you know? What you cleared the blockage? What was it? Oh, yes, it's been getting worse lately. We always know that there is a CD underground that exists, but lately, it seems someone is moving in on someone else. We don't have much information about that. We are investigating, but. Did you put a stop to said turf war, or did you just kind of fall into the middle of it? Well, that's a start, I guess. Hopefully it can be cleared up. Do you happen to have any other information about said smuggling cruise? Pirates. Well, we are a coastal city. Well, if you are able to bring us any information, we'll happily pay for it. We do have other investigators on it, so please, if you have more information, let me know. I'm sure we can find some kind of reward for it. You don't know much else besides what Cass said. There is one person who probably knows a little bit more, and but they're. Right. Your character's not that dumb. Just so you know. Okay. All right. Well, you. I'm trying to remember if the second person, the drow elf, mentioned it. Well, you know it, Cass. Do you want to say the name? You and Lucius know it. You heard the name very distinctly. But do you remember what it is? Okay, you're not going to say it? Okay. By the way, before we get too much further, Corolla, that paperwork, did you ever read it? Did you just kind of have it with you? Okay. All right. Don't forget that you have it. Do you want to pull it out right now and start reading it? In the Just Car's office? Okay, well, while you guys are conversing with the Just Car, Corolla, you open up your paperwork and you read through it, and you find that it is paperwork that has more information about establishing a quote-unquote route. It's not very detailed information. It's very vague terms between the cities of Rivermore, Vapid Bend, and Wildwell. The paperwork is addressed to initials WH, and it is also signed from initials NB. From what information you can provide, it can be interpreted as that the route would start in Vapid Bend, and they would use boats to go up and down the river with goods. So that's all the information you can gather from that paperwork. Okay, so Jessica kind of gives you a weird look because there is somatics components to Whisper, even though she didn't hear what you said, but she did notice you casting a spell. She seems comfortable enough with you, seeing as how you've done say good enough work that she's not like freaking out about it though. So, Cassidy, you and Kroll are now aware of what is on the paperwork. Yes, so this. On the paperwork that Corolla found, it has information establishing a quote-unquote route between Rivermore, Vapid Bend, and Wildwell, what you would know as the three cities along the coast of the river that you guys came down on. It is addressed to the initials WH, and it is signed by the initials NB, what you would assume are initials. From the information that is provided, you can interpret that the route would start in Vapid Bend and use boats to go up and down the river. And Corolla just shares that. You hear her voice in your ear as a whisper. You know the spell, so you know what she's doing. But, so you know for some reason she was keeping that quiet. Okay, so Jessica Lucy says, "Oh well, if that's nothing else, thank you for clearing the sewers. That was very convenient. Now this wasn't as dangerous as the goblin issue you dealt for us, but it is still a reward." She pulls out a smaller chest than what you guys received before. Inside she says, "It is 500 gold. Thank you for clearing the alligators. If there was a smuggled turf war, was there any smuggled goods down in the sewers? Because we would gladly pay for some of that to be returned to some of the owners if they are stolen from here in the city." Oh. Okay, so the turf war must have expanded out a little bit heavier. They would rather burn it than share it, I guess. Okay. Well, that's too bad. You didn't happen to get any names while you were down there, did you? Just dead silence. Okay, well that's too bad. That's too bad. Maybe we'll send some guards down there to inspect and see if we can identify any of the bodies. You can keep your alligator head. That's fine. Currently, no. There is actually nothing. There's a lot of prep work going on with the festival. Things seem to have died down a little bit, other than your typical, everyday thief that the guards take care of. We don't have anything else major going on right now. The festival would be next week. It's actually in 4 days. On the 94th day of the year. You're welcome. Okay, bye. Thank you for your service. And you guys walk out. Yes, you're all together. Who's taking the 500 gold? Who took the chest? Okay, so you guys all just watch Cassidy grab the chest and walk out with it. Okay, so you guys head back to the tavern? Okay, on the way back to the tavern, a couple things happen. On the way back, Vart, as you are heading through the Justicar's office in the wealthy, right on the edge of the wealthier side, a lady approaches you that is in rather longish white robes. You recognize she's probably some kind of religious person, but she sees you and just kind of you can tell she's looking straight at you out of the whole crowd, and she just kind of bows her head and says bless you, and just continues walking on. It's very weird, very strange, and it's like she just like moves through the crowd without anyone really noticing her, but nope, but she is in white robes and she just blesses you and bows her head towards you and keeps going. You guys are all grouped together. You guys all notice this, but you also notice that no one else in the crowd really stops. You're gonna start tracking her? Would you stop rolling with advantage, damn it? I know, it's the first one, I know. Jesus. Okay. Nothing's missing. She didn't get that close to you. So you guys just see Cass kind of break off and start following her. Draken, what are you doing? Yeah, white. She looks. She like had like a priesty robe to it. It looked like priestess robe. I don't know. What perception. It was different style, so it wasn't. It most likely wasn't from the same temple. What are you perceiving, Draken? No, she's not going over. No, she's in this church, not church, but temple-like clothing. Doesn't have anything else on her that you can see, as she's just walking through town, heading towards the richy side of the area, back into the richer part of the city. Okay, what are you doing? Okay. You're not too familiar with human religions, but you do recognize her symbol, because even though you're not used to human temples, you do recognize. Let me scroll up so I don't get the name wrong. You do notice that she is she has the symbol of Saloon, which is a pair of eyes surrounded by 7 stars, and you know the Saloon is the Moon Maiden. And as you guys are only really Draken notices. The celebration that is next week is the celebration of the goddess of the moon, Salute. So you do see now that with your 18 perception, you do notice a couple other of these priestesses throughout the city. They're not out in force, but there's quite a few of them around. You do see them stopping. You're too far away to see them. It's not like she did a whole ritual. She just said bless you and she kept continuing. You do see them stopping here and there, and they're still going. Yeah, go ahead, Dragon. Saloon, yeah. She does not stop and bless anyone else, but she pretty much not beelines it back to the temple, but it looked like she was already heading back to the temple, which wasn't very far away. So she entered the temple after only a couple of minutes of walking. The temple's not very far from the Justicar's office. Okay. Roll a perception check for me. You look around. Nothing. No one's following her. You see her stop and speak to a couple other people, but nothing she didn't bow her head or anything like she did with Bart or anything. But she just speak to a few other people and then enter the temple. So that happened. As you guys are going, did you guys wait for Cass to come back, or did you just continue going on to the tavern? Yeah, to be honest, actually, no, none of you even noticed he left. Never mind. You guys just kept walking back to the tavern. He's 21 stealth. You guys didn't even notice him. So as you're heading back, you head back into the market area where your tavern is. And let's see. One other thing happens. Corolla, roll a perception check for me. Acrobatics. What? You start doing parkour in the middle of the city? Yeah, he trips and just starts parkouring up walls and stuff. 13. Kroll, you catch a glimpse of one guy. You see a man in the crowd kind of staring at you for a second before turning around, going back into another group of men, and you see them there kind of huddling, speaking to each other. You notice that out of the corner of your eye. They seem to be looking at something and then looking back up at you. You get an itchy feeling in the back of your head because, a feeling you had the other day that you went and checked something. You can't, yeah. You want to try to hide in the crowd? Go ahead and roll stealth check. I'm going with the first one because you didn't have advantage. So you rolled 15. So I don't even think anyone in your party notices you did. The only one I can think of was maybe Edglian. I believe he has the highest perception. Passive. Okay, Edglian, you notice... Yeah, Edglin, you notice Kroll kind of just start dipping into the crowd, just kind of making herself unknown, it would seem. Well, she's very good. She puts her hood up. She blends in really well. I mean, she's not the tallest person around. She's only a little bit above 6 feet. But yeah, the scales, yeah. She throws her hood up and goes into the crowd. You also, Edglin, notice out of the corner of your eye people looking at Corolla, looking down, and looking back at her before she disappeared. Because you have a passive perception of 15. You're going to head towards them? Okay. Okay, so you start heading towards them. You get up close and you hear them. You see, you get a good look at what they're looking at. They seem to have a piece of parchment that they're staring down at. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me, see if you can hear what they're saying. Oh, okay. You catch a couple of glimpses. I mean, it's a pretty busy crowd because you're in the marketplace. But you hear the guy that noticed you first saying that he's saying, "I swear that was her. Hurry, we should get this done so we can get out of here." And then just some you can't really you hear some of the crowd gets a little bit louder. You don't hear anything between there. And then as you're sitting there listening to this, you see one of the guys actually look up and look right at you. And he like pats all his friends. And there she is, and they just take off running towards you. Okay, so at this point, because stealth has been broken, you guys see Kroll just hightailing it. I mean, Edglin, you've been following where she's going this whole time. You just see her start. You see her get noticed, and then she starts booking it back towards you guys. And you guys all look over, and you see Kroll just practically shoving people out of her way to get back to you guys. Now you see a group of 4 men following her. Yes, you see them all falling. No one's stealthing at this point. You guys are about 30 feet away. It's Corolla coming towards you and men behind her. You're 30 feet from Corolla. They're about 15 feet from her. Ooh. Okay. Varg runs up, closing the gap. Cassidy, Corolla just disappears. What are you doing? Like I said, you attack. But what are you gonna attack with? Okay, you just attack like you're trying to. Okay. So let me just figure out what. So Varg's running in. Varg and Lucius are both running in essentially. Cassidy starts casting a spell. Corolla's just dipping it towards you. Edglin, Jazzy, Draken. Okay, Edglin's also charging. Jazzy, what are you doing? Okay, Jazzy's hanging back. Draken, what are you doing? To be fair, Draken and Jazzy can't really see what's going on because you're at like waist level with most people. So you see a lot of group and your whole group's reacting. Yeah, everyone just starts reacting. You're not really sure what they're doing. Neither of you noticed Kroll disappear. Draken might have. You have high wisdom, don't you? No, not that high. Never mind. Neither of you have that high. Okay, so Draken, what are you doing? You see everyone kind of getting ready. You're not sure exactly what. You notice Kroll missing all of a sudden because you look around, she's not there. Cast isn't there this whole time. He was back. He was still in the Richie part of the area. You're a couple minutes behind. You're not far behind, but you are behind. So you just see your team. You see 3 of your team or your group charge forward. Jazzy Haines back. Cassie starts casting a spell, so you know something's going on. You don't know anything. This is Draken noticing this. You're too far away. Okay. So as this is happening, so Draken and Jazzy kind of just look at each other confused. Corolla disappears. The 4 guys just like they're just tunnel visioned on Corolla chasing her. All of a sudden she's gone. They could have sworn they can see her because all of a sudden they look up and they see 8-foot Vart, 8-foot Edglin, and Lucius, who's of average height but looking very mean, just charging at them. Yeah. And they kind of put the 2 dots together. They see Cassidy in the back with like arcane symbols around her hands, and they put the 2 dots together, and they don't even want to deal with you guys. They turn around and book it, realizing maybe they bit off a little bit too much to chew. And you guys are still about 20 feet away from them when they turn around and start running. Kroll, all of a sudden, like where people were kind of making room for you, all of a sudden no one's making room for you anymore. And you're just like shoveling into people even more so. You don't even know you're invisible, technically. But you do see the 3 guys running towards you. And as you look back for the guys that were chasing you, they're turning around and booking it. They're running. Lucius just doesn't even stop. Just keeps running. They're 20 feet from you. You and them are about the same speed. Oh. So you just You can now use your bonus action to dash. Lucius just starts freaking booking it. All of a sudden, he just starts like going, dipping, diving through people and just running up to the guys. Vark, you keep pace for a little bit, but he is just too fast for even you. You were just getting in between. Well, even then, I mean, you guys were both like running up to get to Krolla. All of a sudden, you and Lucius start speeding up, and then she's just gone. Edglin, you're 15 feet behind, or 10 feet behind them. Because Varg's barbarian speed, and Lucius all of a sudden just doubled his speed. 33% increase, technically. So, but you guys all do notice Lucius just zip after these 4 guys. What are you guys doing now? Probably not. I mean, there's probably, at this point, the crowd's probably cleared up enough because all of a sudden people are moving with aggression that they're starting to clear away, and you probably see, like, the tailcoats of Lucius going off. If he has tailcoats. I don't know. You see the back of Lucius, all of a sudden, you notice how fast he's going. Like, all of a sudden, you know he's enhanced speed all of a sudden. Mm-hmm. She just barrels into people. Vark's out there with his arms out, like swinging wildly. People are like freaking out with these long bugbear arms just swinging wildly. People are looking very uncomfortable right now with this large bugbear. Yeah. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. Fucking dwarf. Okay, so as you guys are trying to figure out what's going on, Lucius is booking it. Is anyone following Lucius? Everybody's trying to keep up. People are pretty terrified of a charging elephant, essentially, so they're clearing his way. I can't trumpet anymore. They took away the sound. I'm sorry. I can no longer make elephant. I have to go download an elephant song. But I mean, as Lucius is dipping, diving between people, you're charging behind him. So even though he has 33% increased speed, he's utilizing about 15% of it. So you're not keeping up, but you're getting close. You're not too far behind. Yeah, you can see him zipping between people. He's like a blur. Go ahead and do a perception check. See if you can like kind of see like an outline. Swim towards the group. What are you swimming? Like through people? Crowd surfing? 21. You see the telltale shimmer of an invisible person. You kind of see a little bit of dust on the floor, and you kind of see people kind of like bumping. You can get a vague outline of like based on like people bumping into her and the dust on the floor. You get an idea of where she's at. Yeah, and with your senses, yes, you can smell her. She smells of, I don't know, booze. Yeah, probably. Yeah, she smells pretty much like alcohol. Very cold booze. You just go, and then just turn back. Okay. And as Lucius is running off. Okay. Okay, so Lucius taking off, Edwin's following. You guys are all sitting around. Cass comes up behind you guys. He finally catches up to you, and Cass, as you walk up, you see like the crowd, like a lot of people are kind of like there's a wide path, and you kind of in the distance, not too far away, but far away, you see Edglion's head just going over the head of all the other people, and he's just charging, booking it somewhere. You notice Lucius isn't there, and Corolla's not there. No, you don't. You're in the middle of the market. You know where Edglion went. You can see him going. Yeah, he's like 2 feet taller than everyone in the crowd. Since you're in the marketplace, it's a pretty open area right now. There's a lot of like tents and like shops put up, but there's like alleyways between them and stuff like that. But it's rather open. Is anyone besides Edglin going after Lucius at this point? Now, so Crawl's gonna turn around and start going. He was too. I mean, he was pretty far away, and you could tell he was moving like full speed. Okay, so you go that way. Kroll goes with you, but you don't know that. You don't know where Kroll is. So you guys cast kind of. He like assesses the situation, sees Edglian, and just starts booking it towards Edglian. What are the rest of you doing? You saw like the crowd part for him. Yeah, you have an idea. Okay, your little dwarven legs, max speed. Okay, so Cass is behind Draken, starts following behind him. You guys don't know where Kroll is still, but Vark, you don't smell that alcohol smell you smelled before. All of a sudden, it seems to be getting further away. So Cassidy, Jazzy, you guys are just kind of standing there. Okay. No, you're just standing there with Cassidy. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have like a rather heavy chest. So, okay, so Vark. Oh yeah, Vark's there. Vark, Jazzy, and Cassidy return tavern. Okay, so Lucius, back to Lucius. It doesn't take long. I mean, you get barely outside the marketplace before you catch up to these guys. And I mean, what are you doing? Like, you're catching up to them. What are you gonna do? Just one of them. Okay. Well, you can grapple one. You're gonna try to attack like they're not grouped enough for you to like dive on all of them. But okay, so go ahead. So you easily catch up to them. So go ahead and roll an athletics check against their athletics or acrobatics. Yes, because you're doing the grappling. Natural 20. Well, this guy doesn't even stand a chance. You easily tackle him, and I mean the rest of his group's running so fast, and like they noticed you booking it, and then the elephant behind you, so they're not even looking back. They're just running for their lives. So you tackle this guy, and they don't even notice him getting tackled, and they're just gone. So you're gonna like punch him to sleep. Okay, go ahead. Before you just hear him grunt before he can say anything. You just start punching. So go ahead and roll your attack. So go ahead and roll 2 attacks. We'll just say you're using both fists. It's your d20 plus your strength mod. No, not with your fists. Okay, so that, I mean, yeah, you land your hit, first punch. And the second punch, he manages to move his head out of the way, and you kind of just hit him in the shoulder, not doing much. But you do 3 points of damage to him. He's going to try to break your grapple, realizing that you're just wanting to wail on him. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. These dice are killing me. Yeah, he's just sitting there struggling, trying to get out, but unable to. So you're going to try to lay into him again? It's an improvised weapon, and not for you. You don't know how to use improvised weapons. But go ahead. Well, okay, if you're going to pull out your sword and swing, you can roll your sword, but non-lethal damage, essentially. So go ahead and use your sword. Use your sword attack. Okay, go ahead. No, you can't. You can't do that. You can use your sword, just non-lethal if you want to. You can hit him with the flat of your blade or with the hilt. Okay, so I'll go ahead and roll an athletics check again. Okay, natural 1. So yeah, you like managed. You're just hog tying this guy. And he's just like sputtering. He's not really making any sense because you like punched him in the mouth and he's like drooling a little bit. But you get him on tied up. As you're tying him up, Egling, huffing and puffing, is up behind you, catches up to you, because he was just full on sprinting trying to catch up. Corolla and Cast and Draken's even further behind, but Corolla and Cast, you kind of see Egling stop. You guys are still about 20 feet away. The other three are already pretty far gone. At this point, you realize you're not going to catch them. You aren't. Oh no! Well, you're a rogue. You can dash. So you believe you can catch him. Corolla, okay, you do your thing. As you're coming up to the group. Okay, they've had a chance to get a little further away. There's 3 of them. Okay. Cast and so after you time out Cast, you're at this point you've caught up a little bit because you are a rogue. I forgot you can dash as well with your bonus action. As Lucius is tying up the guy, you guys both look up to see the other 3 guys. Go ahead and roll perception checks for me. Both of you. Kroll, you catch up after about another like 15 seconds, and the guy's just laying with his head face down in the dirt, not saying anything. Not yet. You're a little too far away. You guys, as you look up, you see the 3 of them just disappear into the crowd. You know, everyone knows everyone's name at this point. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure you have. Let's say, yeah. He does. He really does. He yells Lucius Belmont all the time, like every other sentence in combat. Okay, so what are you guys doing? So you guys caught up. You guys look up and you don't see them. They're gone. They melted in the crowd. Egling, you don't even notice them. Even though you weren't actively looking for him, you don't see him. But you guys do have one guy tied up on the ground. He's bleeding out of the corner of his mouth where his lips starting to swell up. And he's just face first into the ground, not saying anything. Investigation check. No. Sorry, Kroll investigation check. You guys notice Kroll starts digging around in his pockets. Just roll and we'll take the number on the left. That's no problem. It should say advantage, disadvantage. Oh yeah. So Kroll starts going through this guy's pockets. You guys really, really love to loot people. This guy's not even dead yet, at least. Oh, you don't know. She runs up and starts, while you guys are looking up for the other guy, she runs up and starts going through his pockets. You find what you're looking for. Sorry, you don't find what you're looking for. There's nothing on this man. Sorry. He doesn't, you find his coin purse. You find a couple daggers. He just snatches his coin purse. You find 7 gold, 13 silver, and 5 copper. We'll go ahead and add that to your inventory. You find a couple daggers, just common daggers. His normal pouch, everyday stuff. He doesn't have a whole lot on him. Just normal walking around stuff. And, sorry, none of you guys notice Corolla doing this because she's still invisible. All of a sudden, Lucius, you're kind of pushed off the guy. And you just, see some movement, and you don't know what's happening, to be perfectly honest. You do hear, a groan, which you hear after seeing some movement on his body. You do hear a groan that you've heard Krolla drunk, and she has groaned before, in that very disappointed fashion. So you do recognize the groan a little bit. And thinking, she went invisible. You realize she probably followed you guys and is here now. Yeah. Cass, you don't notice this, but Lucius and Edglin, you guys notice this. Draken, you finally catch up, and there's just the one guy face first, and the other guys are gone. Okay, for what? You see the one guy face down, hog-tied. Lucius is kind of like shifting little bit by little bit, like he's vibrating, kind of. And right as you look, that vibration actually stops. It lasts for a minute, right? Yeah, your expedition retreat, I think it's just a minute. So as you notice, the vibration just comes to a stop, and Lucius, you feel a little bit slower. It's not haste, you're not stunned or anything, but you do feel slower all of a sudden. But the other guys that were chasing Corolla are nowhere to be seen. You guys also notice Cassidy, Vart, and Jassy did not follow. Lucius, you honestly don't really know. You just kind of... They were chasing Corolla. You just chase after him. Edgley, out of the corner of your eye, you notice the man's mouth's moving, but you don't hear any words. No, only Edgley notices this. Only Edgley knows that. You look down, it's weird. He's like moving his mouth, but no words are coming out. As you go to lift him up with your trunk, it's a lot heavier than you thought. And you realize that Corolla, who you guys did realize is probably in this area, is probably on top of this guy, and she's very hefty. No offense. Yeah, visibility lasts an hour. I think you're like 300 pounds. Yeah, so I mean, like you were expecting a man, man size. All of a sudden, 300 pounds, and then you're like, trunk's like tugging him. You're 400. So, yeah, no, you pull him. She's a very big dragonborn. I don't think you can carry that much. So you're like tugging, and you realize Corolla's probably sitting on this guy. Dragonborns bugbears are rather thin too, though. They're big, but they're relatively thin comparatively. You would make the connection. You're an insightful guy. Yes, you did, because you guys were all looking, and all of a sudden she just vanished. No. Crow, as you're sitting there looking down, you just kind of feel the Eggling's trunk just kind of going up, up your calf. As you're telling this to him, you see him, and now you see his mouth moving, but no words coming out, and you see his mouth moving again, and then he like kind of shakes his head and looks at you and says, it's like, who said we were chasing your friend? You just punch him, and so you do, what's your strength too? So you do 3 more points of damage, you just punch him in the face, and he just groans. He can't put Murray's arms or anything, so he just kind of like puts his face a little bit more into the dirt. And he doesn't respond. He's still conscious. Okay. You detect magic, and just this dragonborn shaped image like comes up glowing in your face. We're on top of the guy. So your suspicions are correct. That she's on top of the man. Dragon just like kind of like whispers a little bit, and you see the guys like feel a little relieved. You know, as Dragon starts healing the guy. So you see, the guy gets up and starts. So when you hogtied him, did you do just his arms or his arms and legs? Just his legs. Just arms behind his back. So he gets up and he just starts getting pushed forward. He just starts heading towards one of the gates of the city, towards the north side, east side gate. Okay. You're out of range for message. He wasn't there. He was heading to the tavern. It was only Lucius, Edglian, Cast, and Draken. Cast, what are you doing? Cast. Okay, so Draken heads back to tavern. Lucius heads back to tavern. Edglian, Cast, what are you two doing? Kroll is just heading. Well, you can't see. The guy is just heading towards the east gate. Seemingly slightly forcefully pushed a little bit. Yeah, she seemingly has him, as far as you can tell. So you're following Krolla? Or are you going back to the tavern? Okay. And Lush and Edglin's going to the tavern. Okay. So Krolla, while it takes this guy out of the city, Cass, you're following behind. Are you just doing normal follow, like right next to him? What are you doing? Okay, so you're just following regular pace right behind him. Krolla, you're leading this guy out. No one seems to be following. You get to the east gate. The guy leads you out of the east gate, and like we said last time, there are tents, camps all around the outside the city, just preparing for the festival. Sorry, I was distracted. Okay, Dragon, share that information with him. If you guys want to go to another channel, go ahead. Like the Whisper channel. They're having a conversation on their way back to the tavern. So they head outside, and he leads you to a camp. Just normal, nothing out of the ordinary camp. And there, sitting on the fires, is one of the three guys that are there. He's kind of out of breath, still a little bit, a little panicked seeming. And he noticed, and again, it hasn't been an hour, so you're still invisible. And he sees his friend walking towards him with Cast about 10, 15 feet behind, and his friend is tied up. Cast, you start to notice that you're heading to a camp. And you see the guy before he sees you up there. He's sitting at a fire. He's one of the guys. Okay. Now go ahead and stealth. Do a stealth check for me. Kroll, go ahead. You do a stealth check too, just in case you aren't tromping around like a dinosaur or something. What? I couldn't think of another thing that tromps around. That's scaly. Ooh. It's okay. Roll with advantage. Sorry. Gonna be lower. Oh, not bad. Okay. He doesn't seem to notice you. He just sees his friend side and he's like, "Oh, what happened? Why are you tied up? Did you get away? Did you just you need some help?" And he like runs up to start untying him. And the guy that you're like not necessarily like that you're right next to hasn't said anything, but he like runs up to go untie this other guy. Cass, you notice this. You go right ahead. Roll athletic check with advantage. I'll give you advantage, and we'll just do a straight check. Oh. Natural 20 on his part. What is your bonus? That's with your bonus, huh? Okay. And he just barely, like, as he's tying him, he starts to feel you grabbing around him. He just, like, backs off, slips through your hand. And is like, what the hell's going on? And, like, he just kind of feels really afraid that his buddy's tied up and something's trying to grab him that's not there. So he just jumps back. He doesn't notice you yet. No, he doesn't. But he's a little freaked out now. What are you doing? Okay. So now I need you to roll initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative 2, cast. 8. Okay. We're not going to do a map or anything. Don't worry. Okay, so you're top of the round. You were top of the round cast. You're just waiting, right? Holding your action. Okay. Coral, go ahead and try to grapple him again. This time he's a little more aware, so no advantage, but he rolled a 1. So okay, so as he's like backing up, you wrestle him, you're grappling him. So now you're grappling him. You don't have him tied up yet, but now you're grappling him. He's freaking out. So you, Cass, this is a very odd scene for you because all of a sudden this dude's like just getting wrestled to the ground by nothing. Actually, no. As soon as that happens, Corolla breaks stealth. Actually, the first time she broke stealth, to be fair. I forgot. That's technically an attack action. So, but you broke stealth. Now he's so freaked out. Nothing changes still. Everything's still the same. But he sees you now. And you just see Corolla like wrestling this guy to the ground. And for his turn, he'll try to escape. Go ahead and roll an athletics check. Well, he's grappled, so. And he breaks the grapple. Oh, that's right. I should probably put that guy in the order. He's unable to break the ties, but he's trying to wrestle out of the ties. So one guy's trying to wrestle out of the ties. The guy that Corolla was grabbing slips out of her grasp. And like grabs his friend and starts pulling him at half speed away. Okay, go ahead and roll an attack. Sixteen to hit. That hits. They're not wearing armor right now. So you don't have a pinning shot, but you hit him in the leg, and now he cries out in pain. He doesn't know what the hell's going on. Visible dragons coming out of nowhere, arrows flying out of the bushes, and he like gets up to his friend and realizes that maybe he's not going to get out of this. So he's hiding, not hiding behind his friend, but he's just like standing next to his friend, looking rather defeated. And he's no longer trying to run, and he's like, oh, "Okay, stop! What do you want?" And he just like puts his hands out. Oh. Okay. Puts his hands out to basically surrendering to you. Okay. Tie him up. And he's like, I mean, at this point he doesn't know what to say, so he's just sitting there. He's just looking up at you. Yeah, go ahead. Well, we didn't get sent down here. It's our job. The guild provided us with the bounty. The bounty guild. The guild that hands out bounties. They get anything that comes in from any law across this country. It's the guard captains. I don't know who they are. I don't ask questions. I just take the bounty and do the job. It was in the bounty. Places where we could possibly find you. We got it up in Vapid Bend. Okay. Do a perception check for me. You're very well stealth. Not seeing much though. Okay. He said, well, we pick up our bounties in Vapid Bend. We're relatively close enough. You know, we're heading down here for the festival anyways. It's always a good time to pick up on bounties during festival seasons. It's in my pocket. But I mean, you can get it anywhere. You can go to any bounty collector, distributor. I know there's actual terms for these things, but I don't know. I'll have to look them up. Any bounties board's gonna have them if they're already grabbed by a bounty team already. And it says name Corolla. It has a physical description of you last seen, where you were last seen. Where's my map? So, last seen in the north of the tertiary timberlands. Wanted in the city of Rakana. And then the bounty is 3,000 gold pieces. Alive. Okay. They're probably still hiding in the city. You had some very large men behind you. They got very scared. And then this is fine when the other guy talks to the guy you spoke to earlier. So I told you we'll just leave you alone if you just let us go. The bounty is not worth it that much. You guys were both at the tavern. What was that? Wait, what? Oh, you're just rolling 50-50? Your baby is not happy. We don't like games. No worries. Preaching goblins. That doesn't sound happy. So he, after you say that, he just looks up and he says, I don't want to play any games. I don't like games. So they just kind of like they bow their heads in defeat that, okay, they're going to have to play a game. We could just do that anyways. We don't have to play a game. Sadistic. 10. Oh, okay. You're strong enough. You just cold clock him. You're used to brawling. Plus, Ann already punched that guy a couple times. But you're gonna take. You did actually, but he did 6 damage to him where you only healed 5, so he took 1 point damage. Okay, so you roll an intimidation check on the other guy. I don't know what you're intimidating for, but you're definitely being intimidating. Just stab yourself with a dagger. Ah, fuck. Okay, so I mean he's looking shaken because you literally just like knocked his buddy out. And you're a rather scary looking dragonborn. And there's someone out in the fucking shadows with a bow somewhere who shot this guy who's still conscious in the leg. He's looking at you. He's just looking at you because you haven't said anything. You're just playing with a dagger. Yay, rhymes. He just like looks at you, just very downtrodden, and just kind of like meekly, just kind of whispers like 1. You just flip the dagger and cold clock him on the side of the head. Well, you already looted the one guy. The other guy seems like the first guy was actually the de facto leader of the group. He had a lot more money on. This guy only has about 8 silver and 12 copper on him. Doesn't really have anything else. He again also has some daggers and a short sword. And you rip their pants off. Are you taking said pants, or are you just taking them off, ripping them off? Okay. I mean, they have a campfire. Okay. All right. You just storm the campfire. And you just leave them there, tied up? Okay. Okay, so they're all fully tied up, sitting in their camp, knocked out, pantsless, and robbed. They just have a couple tents, some general traveling gear. There's 2 horses picketed right now nearby. You saw the arrow fire, and you knew he was following you. You don't know where he is right now, but you can assume he's still nearby. He may have left. You don't know. Okay. So, Cass, you witnessed all this happen, then you see Kroll just kind of walk up and grab the horse. Yeah, no, it's there. It's picketed in their camp. So you just kind of come out of shadows, just like shrug and grab the horse. Yeah, sure, why not? So you guys ride off into the sunset. Well, sunrise, because it's still relatively morning. There's no witnesses. They're both unconscious. The horses are witnessed. Yeah, sure. Okay, just let me know. Okay. Never say no to a free horse. I don't know what you're going to do with said horses, but alright. So, you guys going to head back to the tavern? Okay, so you guys start riding back to the tavern. What are the rest of you doing? I'm assuming Cassidy, Jazzy, and Vart probably getting breakfast, counting their money, not giving a care in the world about what's going on. Edgley and Drek and Lucius, you guys make it back to the tavern. Okay, yeah. Okay, evenly between everyone? Okay. So that'll be ready for when you get back to the tavern? Yeah, Draken trips on a freaking tripwire and he gets paid 62 gold for it. Edglin grabs his bag and feels a little light. That's pretty evenly distributed. Well, there's 4 gold. Probably the person who decided the gold probably pocketed. Yeah, it's normal. Vart doesn't even know what 62 means. There you go. Carrying fee. As he says that out loud to everyone who loves money, apparently. Okay, so you guys get back, distribute the money. You guys are back to the tavern, I assume. Are you guys just waiting in the tavern for everyone else to come back? Or Gast and Curl to come back? Okay, getting breakfast. Everyone in the tavern. Who are you asking? Barmaid walking by? The barkeep guy. Pocket meat. So you walk up to the tavern keeper, the large, friendly-looking half-orc. What platter? The meat platter? Meat platter, you're at the White Palace Tavern. That's 3 copper. You want a double serving, 6 or 5. That's... The meat there is relatively antelope goat meat, kind of. Okay, so you walk up to the friendly-looking half-orc, and that's what you would assume is antelope. Whatever the fantasy version of antelope is. No, it's antelope. There's a difference. Oh, Blance, yeah. So he gives you a big grin as you approach him. This is the man you bribed to lie for you. So he knows you very well. He says, "Oh, that's true too." So you guys have a love-hate relationship. He lets you with a big smile. He's like, "Oh, what can I do for you?" Oh, well, we have some very good ale here at the White Pill Tavern. It's actually not ale, it's a liquor. It's very clear, it's smooth, and basically it tastes very much like rum. Um, it is 8 copper for a glass. Food-wise, we have antelope meat. It's prepared very well with a bed of spices and we also have carrots and turnips that go along with it. We're not most well known for our meats and our food. We are a little bit better at the liquor side of it. If you would want something, there's very well established restaurants up in the dock area of the city. If you wish to go there. We will get you the fresh meat however you want to prepare it. That'll be 3 copper for the meat and 8 copper for the liquor. Okay, that will cost you 30 silver. 3 silver, not 30, sorry. 3 silver for a jug. Okay, that'll be 9 silver. $3 copper per serving. Yes. Okay, so that'll be 2 silver, 4 copper. Or 24 copper. Cassidy comes back to the table, and by the time Corolla and by the time Draken, Lucius, and Ed Gleaner get back, the ale is served, liquor is served. It's very nice, smooth. It's very clear. It's basically looks like water, very clear, and it does taste like rum. Burns your nose, tickles your nose a little bit, but it's very good. By the time Corolla and Cass, because now that they're heading back on horse, they get there a little bit quicker. They get back to the tavern as well, a little dusty, but they make it back as the meat's being served. And it's breakfast time, so it's you guys got up about 8 in the morning. After all of that happened, it's about 10 o'clock. Since it's pretty early, it's relatively not busy. Yeah, you guys are a big enough party where you kind of dominate a corner. Go right ahead. You decide who goes first. You speak amongst yourselves. Both of you are going to share both long, so one of you pick. Draken goes first. I'll pick. Since I know what both of you are talking about. Everyone's seated. Oh, such a dwarf. As he speaks of this, Lucius and past. You guys both know what he's talking about because you guys experienced the same thing. Lucius said yes. Yes. He knows what I'm talking about. So, Mr. Draken over here just like laid down some serious stuff on you guys. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You guys are all just very quiet, Draken. It seems like no one really wants to help you out. No one's speaking, so. Yep. Go ahead. No one loves you. Yeah, right? You're just like looking at everyone's like stomach. Excuse me. You have my trunk. Sorry. Sorry. I couldn't resist. Sorry. Sorry. Continue. My bad. It's greased up ivory. Stop switching accents. No. No. It's okay. You don't have to. Yeah, Jesus. It just doesn't fit in with the culture of dwarves. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. That's pretty tall. All right. No more buffalo. I will kill your city forever. Wipe it from the face of the country. Continent. Jeez. As you guys are discussing this, and the elephant chimes in. Everyone seems to chime in for the most part, it would seem. But you guys are still discussing it. Straws strolls in. Straws. You guys remember Straws? You guys do not write down names. He is the man who investigated at the very beginning of this. He brought you into the compound. The bald, elderly human with a close-cut beard. Wears the red robes. Spoke to some of you directly. Crow throws it up. Doesn't seem to pay attention to Kroll at all. Walks up to you and says, Draken, I'm glad I found you. After our chat yesterday, I got some wonderful news. Yesterday, yeah, he spoke with him yesterday. Gives Cassie a weird look. We received news from the north. It appears that the right arm of Tyr up in Sarenvale has put a stop to these rifts. They said that they found a warlock trying to summon demons. And they put a stop to him. It was a very bloody war. They had been apparently searching for this demon summoner for quite some time. Go ahead. Cassie, he seems totally honest with you. He's always been honest. But Lucius, you have maybe some background knowledge to this. That's the only that's what Lucius can do. No, you can roll, but you generally believe him. Okay, then yeah, go ahead and roll. Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can roll it either way. If you bring up your character sheet, you can just click on the skill and it'll roll it. Oh, okay. Well, now I can't. I was going to talk to him while he goes to show you, but that doesn't work that way. Anyone else inciting? Everyone doing an insight? Oh, there you go. Oh, you're still cast on here. Okay, 4. Nat 20. Okay. You open up your character sheet on roll 20. Open up your character sheet. Go to at the top of the little newspaper thing. Plus whatever your thing. And then you should have your name right there. And there's your character sheet. I should have almost everyone updated. Carl just kind of rolls suicide. Yeah, you just click it. And it'll roll it for you. See? Okay. Roll the same thing. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to get your guys' character sheets updated so you can do that easier. You're just eating meat. You don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. You barely remember the riff that the other two guys fell out of. You don't know. You're not in combat. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Wait, besides, you didn't take that feat. You said you didn't take it. For you. Oh, you rolled a 1 too? Why was that on your character? You must have... Oh, no, No, he can do it for himself. Anytime he rolls a 1, he can re-roll it. Hold on. Why do you have feats? You have bountiful luck. Oh, I gave that to you. Never mind. Yeah, you have it already. Everyone got a feat at the beginning because you're just a very lucky person. You can, I guess, if you really want to. Ability check. It is an ability check. Yeah, if you want them, you can use your action to let the ally. Yeah. Go ahead and re-roll. Yeah, but it's inside, so it's all your own things. You don't have to, but Jazzy used his reaction. Woo! You kind of look up a little bit for a second, then go back to your meat. Okay, so let's see. Who rolled above a 20? Because, there's different things that are going to happen here. 23, 20. Jazzy rolled a 20. Plus 3, so you rolled an 18. Yeah, anyone rolled a 20. He looks very genuine. He believes what he's saying. He doesn't seem to be making anything up. He seems not overly excited, but kind of like he was beginning to lose hope that this was going to get resolved. He was starting to doubt his order. Essentially, that's what it seems like. He didn't think they were going to be able to do it, but he seems very genuine. Cassidy, Jazzy, you guys can sense the genuineness. You guys don't sense that he was about to give up, but you do sense his genuineness. That he is relieved, and this news that he heard that he believes is true. Lucius, the words that he chose, what he said triggers some things for you, and you already know what it triggered. But this guy seems genuine. So he says, yeah, we received news from the brothers of the right arm of Tyr that they found this and they were able to shut it down. Let's see, Lucius, you know of the brothers of Tyr. Cassidy, go ahead and roll a history because you were in that area. That's actually it. Cassidy, you go ahead and roll a history check. 9. You've heard that the Brothers Tyr are somewhere north of Sarenvale. They are a temple within Sarenvale that they worship Tyr, who's a lawful god. So, that adds a little bit more to his genuineness. That as far as you're aware, that temple is a good temple. They're good people that do righteous work. Okay, so he says that, and he says, we're still monitoring, making sure nothing happens again, but, it's great news. I only know that they're starting to rebuild, what's the name of the city? Morden. Von Morden. They're starting to rebuild it. The rift closed with some help of some arcane magic because the crack was still rather big. They were able to close it, and some of the dwarves that escaped have already returned home and are starting to rebuild. In Von Morden, are you saying this out loud? Okay. He says, yeah. He said, yes. In Von Morden, the rift, it didn't seem to come out of the sky or anything. It actually came from the ground and split the earth. There were tests done. It seemed to go down into a ravine. It wasn't endless, but it did tear the earth asunder. And with some of arcane magics, along with the dwarven divine spells casting, they were able to close their hole in the earth, and now they are starting to rebuild Von Morden. On what? Yeah, there's divine spells that are like shape earth and stuff like that are able to. Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and do Arcana check. Arcana or history. Arcana, yeah, you're good. Demon summoning spells are very heavy in the Warlock area. The Warlocks, that tends to be the root of their spell casting. It's demonic, generally. Some specialize in different things, but it's not uncommon at all for them to be trying to summon demons. He didn't say anything. He just said that. He said that. You guys haven't asked him for any more information or anything. He's just standing there. He's looking happy, like Draken should be happy and thrilled at this news. But you guys, are you going to ask him? Okay. So you guys are going to ask? It would seem that their lead warlock and his followers, they were servants to a demon fiend called Zariel. No, I believe. Well, the demon, they were able to stop them before they summoned the demon. These attempts in the rift opening were the attempts to bring this demon into our realm. And I'm pretty sure if that did happen, we would notice it. We're doing research. We know the demon's name is Zariel. We were doing research into exactly what. They're probably... Go ahead and roll a religion check. Draken only. You have no idea who Zariel is. He says, we're investigating who Zariel is, but the Rhino Tyr is very confident that they have stopped it. They are still trying, making sure that there are no other rogue warlocks out there, and they're still on high alert, but they're confident that they were able to put down this, whatever this was. It's very common. He will, and we will try to stop him again. There's not much else we can do. Well, it's not like we send teams of people straight into the rift to go after demons in the abyss or the 9 layers of hell. If we were to try to go into the 9 layers of hell, into their realm, we would lose. I would think a man of higher learning such as yourself would realize the stupidity of what you're suggesting, but I guess I was wrong. And he's starting to look a little annoyed. I have went through a lot of loss. You don't know my life. We're not 100% sure where they stopped him. It was somewhere in the north. Not not in the city of Sarenville, but near the city of Sarenville. It seems that's where it was starting and coming from. It wasn't easy. It was very bloody. The Right Arm of Tyr is one of the strongest religious militaries in the world. We don't know where he was caught. We have received some detail. We weren't there. The Phoenix Guard was not there. Oh, how he was caught? They charged him. What do you mean by how? They found him. They found where he was doing his rituals and they stopped him. It was not easy nor convenient. If you wish, you can travel to Sarenville and speak with the Right Arm of Tyr. They'll tell you it was not easy. This has been happening before this unfortunate events happened to you, Dwarf, you Draken, or the other two of you. It's been going on for quite some time. It's just been getting larger and larger. I told Draken all of this. It was, yeah, but yeah, he came. I know, but and it's not just something that happened last week. This has been going on for most of this year and part of last. I mean, I'm sure none of you are from the north. Were the two of you that fell through the rift? Where did you come from? I mean, you guys were in the north. I'm sure you've heard of all the demon activity up in the north. See? Yeah, you're here. You all gathered around. We're eating dinner together. Or lunch, brunch. If the whole army of Right Arm of Tyr was killed and taken over by demons, we'd have a much larger problem on our hands. And we would be seeing that reflecting currently. Well, like I said, we're not just calling this a win. I mean, it is a win, but we're still going to be diligent. We are still going to be keeping our eyes out. But the news from the Right Arm of Tyr is good news either way. They will keep diligent. They will keep searching to make sure that they have caught all the warlocks. But based on the number of followers this man have and some of the interviews that they've had, I mean, of course, interrogations. What? How's my tone? Yes. Well, it's not like they're very effective. This happened yesterday. They have been working at it for the past 24 hours. They're very effective people. Do you not know the Right Arm of Tyr? Do any of you know them? Lucius, at this point, because of your background, I want you to roll a deception check for that. Because you're not probably able to control your facial features that much. Go and roll a deception check. He looks at you and kind of gives you, like, almost like he didn't believe you, but he says, oh, well, you should read up on them. They're very thorough at their job. Okay, Lucius very abruptly steps out. We will, and hopefully nothing will happen. As do I. And he follows you out because he's going back to, starts heading back towards the Phoenix Enclave. It's not the name of the place. He's part of the Phoenix Enclave. He starts heading back to the Arcane Conservatory. Man, he's slamming down that cup real hard. So you two left, and Vart was going to share something else, but you guys left, so Lucius and Draken walked out on poor Vart, who had stuff to share. To deal with that? Oh, I'm just kidding. Go ahead. We can take a 10-minute break. Yeah, it's been 2 hours. Let's take a break. Yeah, 5:07. You gonna make some weed? What? That's nettles. Those are 2 very different things. Sure. Pocket meat. Hot pockets. There is no actual conversion. No, I know. Like you pocketed some meat. You could have just said I pocketed some meat. You guys notice Bart reaching over to a little bit of everyone's plates and like taking some meat. What, are you going to say you actually had some left over to pocket? No, you didn't. You would have ate it all. That's true. That's true. Yes, you pocket some meat. May your pockets always be lined with sweet, sweet pocket meat. That's some inspiration right there. Rituals, first off, rituals are 10-minute cast times. Well, technically you add 1 minute to the cast time for ritual cast times. 1 minute? 10 minutes. I think you add 10 minutes to the cast time. Well, if the cast time is 10 minutes, it's 20 minutes. Yes. Gotcha. Man, you could have spoke to those alligators instead of needlessly slaughtering them all. Damn. Hardcore. Alligator heads. It's one of those things worth 1 gold, but in this game 1 copper. But weigh like 10 pounds. No one's gonna buy that. Cast might, just so he can have a new alligator helmet, but... Nope. Good. I'm good. Nope. Where are you putting this? Yeah, you just kind of have it tied up. Yeah. What? Pouches. Yeah. You got like some belts. It's the kilt, yeah. Like a Scottish kilt kind of thing. He's got like one of those fanny packs that sits in the front. For him. I mean, that's generally what it's doing. It's not an oil sealed pouch. It's just a pouch full of pocket meat. If there's some like gravy leaking out of it and stuff. Probably. I mean, you'll absolutely mind to see like Varg reach down and like eat some gravy every now and then. Hopefully, it's from that pocket meat. Hopefully, it's coming from the pocket meat and not somewhere else. Oh god. No, you're not lost at all. It's exactly as it sounds. Pocket meat. The bugbear. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Okay, you're not that old. That's true. I mean, you have no unconsciousness of time. No awareness. Let her go pee, Aunt. Jeez. All this laughter about pocket meat just gotta make her go. You and your fireballs. Oh. Okay, 4 minutes. And then by then we'll say that Lucius and Dragon took their break, came back to listen to Vart. Because you guys wouldn't, of course, absently mind just dip out on him like that. Yeah, he was about to break someone's nose. Apparently, he really slammed down that glass. You see, his strength roll was like 16. 16 then 17. He was getting angrier and angrier. Yeah, the bugbears. Hey, you had a very high insight roll, and you felt that he was genuine. Okay, Shauna's peeing. Nick, you still here? Nick's probably peeing. Joseph? Right. Just making a hot pocket. You slave. Do what you want to do, Joseph. Jesus. You guys got fucking problems. Oh, God. What the hell's wrong with you people? Kroll is back. So I'm for Nick. He's here. Muted while burning my tongue. Yeah, you gotta be careful with those little pockets of lava. Alright, so we just gotta wait for Shauna. Rune. This winter. That's a dragon. Let Shauna know we're waiting on her. It's 10 minutes right now. Well, it's not like we're like waiting, like, wow, taking forever. You guys are a bunch of assholes. Oh God. Hey, that's okay. Okay, we're good. Don't want to know. No, look it up on your own time. Going on, then that we're all back. Everyone's back in the tavern after the interruption. And you have your own feelings about everything. Everyone has their own feelings about it. You all settle back down after Lucius seemed to take a short walk. Draken, I don't know where he went. He probably just went to get drunk a little bit more. Lucius? Okay. Well, now you're back. You guys can have that conversation if you had a conversation later. Because that was between you two. We'll back, and you're all sitting back down, and Vart, who kind of like looked off into space as that conversation was happening, realizes the man has left, and everyone is back around the table, and Draken has spoken his piece. So Vart, you were going to say something? You do. You have very fine, smooth, rum-like alcohol. Okay, it hits you. How much have you had already? Well, I mean, how much of that? So that's the first cup you've had? Draken left. Did he realize? Are you supposed to meet him, Matt? Or something? Yeah. There he is. He left. No, you're going to hear that. Everyone's back. You guys are back by now. He waited for you guys to come back to have this talk. Yeah. No. He waited for you to come back. Because, you did your request, and now he has his request. Go on. Getting crunk. Okay, well. Gasp. You have a good relation of where things are in Asmore, not Estania, the continent you guys are now on. You did pass Vapid Ben on the way down. Yes, you guys know where Vapid Ben is. You three do. Okay. Well, you guys don't have a map. I was kind enough to provide you as players a map. Yeah, but you guys, when you guys were heading down river, you guys saw Vapid Ben. So rather larger city, not quite as big as Rivermore, but still pretty big. Yes, that was one of the places that he had to stop. You all might want to buy a map. Jeez. Brags about it all the time. He brags about his trunk all the time. You don't have a bow. Alright, Legolas. Where are you keeping that bow? Points over at cast. Yes. Jesus. It's okay, Brelsev. Jazzy's looking very confused as all of you are talking about this. Doesn't know what the fuck's going on. So that sounds like a resounding yes. Anyone doesn't want to do this? Man, you guys are like a team. Like you're so close to forming a team with maybe even a team name. You guys. Oh, Jesus. You guys are going to call yourselves Pocket Meat. That's like a degrading name. Like, man, you guys are just Pocket Meat. Oh. Team PC. Okay, you guys work on that team name. We'll... Oh God. Okay, so you guys have this conversation. Vargas, anything else you want to say? Okay. Yeah, there's gonna be a monkey with a heart on his chest that's gonna hate someone. Yep. That is a little sad. Yes, the festival does start on the full moon, which is 5 days away. Yeah, it's like it. After all this conversation, it's like 11. Oh, Jesus. Well, you actually gotta tell him, Corolla. And Corolla bounds up and takes off out the door. Cassie knows all about it and says, lets you know that it's going to cost you whatever I said earlier. That's a cup, a glass. That was 3 times that, so 2 silver, 4 copper, or 24 copper. Okay, so you buy a jug. Corolla bounds out the door. Who's else doing what? Okay. Probably a good idea because Vark has no idea where he's going. I'm sure you can find a pony. Excuse me. Oh my fucking. So is everyone doing stuff? So, okay, so Crow left. Cassidy, Jazzy, Varric, who else? Draken, Eglian. Lucius, what are you doing? Doing your own thing? Okay, so the 6 of you head out the tavern door, heading towards... Cass, what are you doing? You're sitting in the tavern making tea? Are you going with everyone? Yeah, people are going to go get horses right now. Kroll's going to go take care of something. Lucia's going to go take care of something. Everyone else is getting horses. Roll an intelligence check. Yeah, 2 horses could probably carry all of you. You can honestly suggest that. The rest of you realize he doesn't know what he's talking about and still goes to go get horses. And Edglian. Oh, you said Ed? I thought you said and. Yeah. So as you guys leave and Cass like, what are you guys talking about? We got 2 horses. You go out. There's only 1 horse outside. And Coral's gone. Cass, you're like, Lucius takes off towards doing his own thing, and then everyone starts going to go get more horses. You guys know you have 2 horses. There's 8 of you total. Regular horses will probably not be able to carry Edglian and Corolla for long. They will probably die. You will probably... Yeah, you can probably get some heavier horses. Wow. Damn, you hear that, Eglin? And one of you might as well just ride on Eglin. Jeez. Jazzy. Okay, so you guys, whoever's leading the investigation for the horse place, stables. Okay, so go ahead, and he tells you, yeah, there's stables at each of the gates. He kind of like glances past you towards Edgley and Varg because Scroll's already gone. He says, but you're gonna need some higher quality ones. So I suggest going down near the southern gate on the wealthier side of the city. They'll probably have a better stock for you. And he just swoops it up and says, thank you. It was mighty fine having you all here. Possibly, if it's in my ability. Comes looking for you all, you lot. I don't know where you're going, so sure enough. Where would you like me to send word? Send word to Serenvale if people are asking for you. Am I sending anyone to you in Serenvale? Are you heading to Serenvale? Right, will do. What is your name? You realize you've never introduced yourselves. You don't even know his name. Cass, right. Well, Cass, my name, as soon as I get to it, is Kirk Bax. Kirk Bax. Hey, don't blame me. Blame generators, alright? I ain't coming up with names. No title. Just Kirk Bax. Jesus. I will send word to Serenvale addressed to you. Like McMuffin. Okay, no worries. Okay, Creeper. Okay. You guys haven't quite started searching for him yet. You're kind of busy with the shopkeep. Southern Gate. Kirk, K-R-E-K-I-R-K, Bax, B-A-X. Mr. Bax. The White Pillow Tavern, yes. Okay. Bottle of... Did I give it a name? It's just called liquor. Okay. Works. It's a good name for it. You spoke with him specifically, so he introduced himself as Straz Russo. S-C-R-A-Z-Z T Z Ruzo, Ruzo. He is a human, elderly human, wearing a white robe, part of the Concord of the Phoenix. Just names of people. These are all white. Why are these all dogs? Okay. So you guys start heading to the south gate. Castor, are you going to take your horse with you? Or are you going to leave it there? Okay. Okay, so you hop up on your horse, and you guys start heading south. You guys have no idea where he got a horse. Just so you know. No, it beats people up. He stabs them in the neck. Practically cuts their head off. Not that any of you know about that, Fudge. What? Exactly. Man, Joe's being abusive. Getting pretty old. Okay, so you guys are heading south? Okay, so you guys head over to the stables in the south. They're really nice, clean stables, really well kept. Go up to the stable person. I don't know the name of a stable keep. But what's called a stable keep? Well, a stable hand, stable master. I guess it'd be the stable master. Yeah. He goes up to you and kind of looks at you, and this is the wealthier side of town, so he's more used to wealthier dressed people, not adventurers. But he kind of notices Varric and Edgley and realizes that you're here for higher tier things, and he just looks at you and says, yes, what can I help you with? Looks over at Edgley and Bard. Well, while we don't have any of the kin related to your friend there, we do have some of our larger bred horses that can carry him for quite a ways, along with your other large fur friend there. Okay, so he takes you into the stable and you start looking around and see some very fine horses. Not Edglian. How much do you weigh, Edglian? How much is your weight? I don't know if you even have it. You don't have your weight. So how much do you weigh, Edglian? You gotta decide that. He doesn't have it filled in. Let's say he's... Okay, so Kroll is about 250 person, not including equipment. Let's say Varric weighs probably around 325. Edglian's probably closer to 400. Yeah, these... I mean, you guys can get a team of horses. Or one team. That's true. It'll probably be better. You'll be a little slower, though. You guys are looking for a cart, then? We have them. Jeez. the hell is my mouse? Here's my mouse. Yeehaw! I mean, he's pretty. He's for a small size. Yeah, he. Dwarfs are practically stone. Yeah, because he's wearing plate. Or not plate, breast chainmail, which is almost as heavy. They have some very large breeds. Alright, Caduceus, hurry up. I'm gonna sit there for 10 minutes and speak with animals. The stable masterpiece officer, I can help you with anything you need. If you wish to know, I mean, I do this for a living. Would you like to buy some horses or not? He's a little snooty. You guys are in the richer part of town. You're gonna buy all the horses? You way more than that. You guys are all in the stable. Oh, you know Cass has one. He rode with you guys on a horse. And he mentioned that you have 2 horses. And then when you got outside, there was only one. So you don't really know if he was just crazy or... But you did know his crow was missing, so she probably has the other horse. Okay. This is okay. So he is... A horse is too big for him. He'll need a pony. Which is about... Yeah. They're very sturdy. They're not like a pony. Yeah, they're I don't know the name of it. Let's go with that. Yes, he needs a horse. Well, halflings are a little bit taller than like gnomes and stuff, so he could get away with a horse. No, no. They cannot double up because Edglian weighs 400 pounds. He could probably double up with one of the normal sized peoples, not the larger sized peoples. Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay, so he says, okay, you need horses. You need 3 big horses for your 3 large fellows. You need, by the correlate, it's a draft horse. And riding horses, wait, where did you see riding horses carry 480 pounds? They have a strength of 16, which is a max of 240. Oh, you're right. That part I didn't add in, which I don't know what the increment is. It's not, is it? Oh, it's double, right? Yeah, so 480. So that makes sense. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so he says, well, I mean, I can get you 7 riding horses, which will be able to carry each one of you. Some of the larger ones, you may, depends on how far you're heading, you may want to swap out this horse, or it'll probably die on you. Or, as I overheard, you could get a cart for your larger members with a team of probably 2 to 3 horses and be fine wherever you go, as long as you rest them. It's up to you. Do you want horses and risk it, or would you like a cart? Okay, it would be a little bit slower with a cart, but it'd be even slower if one of your horses die on the way where you're going. But I leave it up to you. Two large horses will pull a cart, I would say, that can carry either 2 of your large friends, 1 of your large friends, and 3 of your smaller friends, or your smaller friends and none of your large friends. Okay, so you want 5 riding horses. Oh, okay. Okay, so let's just go pure mechanics, guys. Pure mechanics. If you want to let's break this down. Do you want the large people in a cart and not risk a horse dying on you? Is that what you want to do? Go ahead, Cassie. Well, even with 2 large horses pulling the cart, you'll only need 2 because it's 540 pounds each that they're able to pull, with a little bit extra because they'll both be pulling. That's well over 1,000 pounds, so they'll be able to carry the 3 with 2. They can, yes, but I would suggest swapping them out in Vapid Bend. Okay, so with three draft horses and the rest of you riding horses, you'll be moving at 40 feet, which is a little bit faster than the rest of you can. So you'll be there faster than on foot. You can all get riding horses, which are 60 feet. Their speed of 60 feet, so you'll get there a little bit faster, about 50%, not less than 50% faster. So you'll cut down the 4-day journey into 2 days if you're all on riding horses. If you want to do the safer bet, your draft horse will take you 4 days. Five days until the full moon. Okay, so that'll be. Yes, they will, but you'll need to swap them out in Vapid Bend. Depending on how hard you're riding them, yeah. Okay, so you already have 2, you said, so you need how many? 6 more? All right, Mr. 45 movement. The one guy that can move faster than a horse, a draft horse. Actually, no, he's not that fast. He's smaller, so he actually he's only 35. So you're still slower than the slow horse. Okay, so that'll be 6 horses, 6 riding horses at 100 gold apiece. That'll be 600 gold. Is that what you want to do? I think he's full neutral. No, he's full neutral. Monks don't have to be lawful in 5e. And he's a very bad monk to be. Actually, he's chaotic neutral, so he's totally doing his thing correctly. So that's 600 gold if you want 6 riding horses. It won't be much cheaper if you wish to buy a cart, because you guys don't have a cart. You'll have to buy the cart. That'd be roughly 500 gold. Yes. It will, and the horses will last you longer. But it'll also take 4 days instead of 2. 1 day. What would you like to do? You guys just got 500 gold, too. I know it was distributed amongst each other, but yeah. Except for 2 of you already have horses. That's why you're only buying 6. It's 100 gold apiece. So, Far can't really afford them. He can ride with anyone but Edglian, Fart, and Krolla. Yes, you did, Krolla. By taking the horses, you save 200 gold. It's the same price. It's just you'll get a pony instead of a horse. They're stouter. The breed comes from far, far away. These are dwarven bred ponies. Damn. That salt. Well. Okay, so you're gonna kick him 7 gold, Cassidy. So 107 gold for Cassidy, 100 gold from the rest of you. Wiped all of your gold, all your money. You're broke again. Well, the stable master snaps, and a couple of stable hands come over, and he points at the gold, and the rest of you says 6 horses, 5 horses, 1 pony. Yeah, 107. Yeah. Dwarf. Halfling, he can ride a horse. They're a little bit, their limbs are a little bit longer than a dwarf's, so they're able to ride a horse. Were you doing that? Oh, you were talking, so you weren't casting. You weren't setting up a ritual. Well, You just kind of concentrate. Yeah. So you want to concentrate. All right. While he's collecting the gold, while he's collecting the horses, you're sitting there concentrating, and you cast Speak with Animals. You motherfucker. No, because someone's got to speak with fucking animals over here. I didn't know if you were actually doing it. These are bred, and you don't have to roll any animal handling. Okay, you do it. Roll, see if you get one. You fall off your pony 3 times before you get on it. And you get kicked in the head once. Take 20 damage. Okay, so you cast Speak with Animal as you're everyone's walking down the stables with their horses. A couple of you have an extra, are holding an extra. No. Yes, one of you is holding an extra horse because you were 7 horses with 6 people. Okay, you cast Speak with Animals. Go. I don't have a name. How intelligent are horses? They're not very intelligent. Yeah. What is name? Okay. Okay, so you guys gather your horses, starting back towards the tavern. Lucius, Kroll already handled you. You going to the north gate? Let's say you guys meet back at the tavern. Okay. So I don't know. Have you looked the price of that up already? Okay. So go right ahead. Lucius followed you guys towards the stables as well because he was heading that general direction. Then he split off and went to his own way. So you asking around, you find a shop. The name of the shop is The Worm and the Worm. Worm as in W-Y-R-M and the Worm W-O-R-M because it is in the docks area. So you enter the shop and there's a couple of people there, not a whole lot of people browsing, perusing. There's glass display cases with various items, things on the walls and sparkly things, shiny things. On the back there's racks and racks of vials with liquid in them, different colored liquids, different types of liquids. And behind the front of the counter, who's just smiling and looking around, watching everyone, is a golden scaled dragonborn. Roughly similar dimensions as Corolla, but a little bit thinner. Very, very bright scales. And he's just looking around. He says, "Oh, welcome. What can I do for you?" Hello. As you get a little bit closer, as you approach him, you notice his eyes are gold. His eyes are gold, and then there's a shimmer to them as if they were actually made of molten gold. Thanks. And he just gives you a very, very bright, shiny, white, purely white grin, almost as if, like, you've never seen anyone with such nice, shiny, bright teeth. No, it's a golden dragon bowl. We have potions that can do that very easy. Are you looking for something that'll last long? Are you looking for an entire appearance difference? Are you looking for clothes changing? What exactly are you looking for? Do you want something that'll give you a new face or just hide your style of clothing? What was that? So you would want a completely new identity, essentially. We do have potions that can do that. You wouldn't happen to be one of the spellcasting types, wizardly types that learn those things by reading scrolls, are you? Okay. Well, if you're able to, we have scrolls which are generally a little bit cheaper, but we also do have potions that can be a little bit more expensive. They only last an hour. We also do have clothes that can change on command, and I have a little bit pricier other things that can do a little bit more. But like I said, they're the priciest that we have. Let's see. How much gold are you thinking about spending? Fair amount, you say. Okay. Well, you seem to come from a decent amount of wealth. We have this, what we call a hat of disguise. It is 500 gold, but you can disguise yourself at will with it until you remove the hat or cancel the effect. That would be our priciest. Okay. Well, we do have potions of disguise self as well. Sim effect, but they only last an hour. Those are 75 gold apiece. If you are of the arcane preference or ability, you can buy scrolls of disguise self as well, which are 50 gold apiece. Same effect as the potion, but you will need to be able to read it and cast it yourself. The clothing, you're not there. You would be able to read it. You can cast first level spells. So you know in yourself you would be able to do it. We also do have sets of clothing that can change at will. They will not change your physical appearance, but they will change your clothing. Those run about 200 to 250 gold. So what would you care for? Yes. Okay. That'll be 100 gold. Okay. Is that all you'd like? Let's see. No, hold on. Okay, is that all you do? Okay. Go ahead. Roll an investigation check for me as you turn to leave. Investigation. Brain not working. Check on there real quick. Would you roll an 18? As you turn to leave, okay, Joseph, what do you stop it? As you turn to leave, just for a flicker of a moment, you part of the scales on the left side of his face, they kind of lose their sheen. They're not quite golden, but they look more of a reddish bronze and pretty dull shade, very dull. But you just kind of notice it for a second before they turn back to a very bright and shiny gold. As you're trying to leave. Okay, so roll an arcane check for me. Arcana check. You're not sure what you saw, but you saw something. Okay, so you leave. And you head back, and you're done, you're heading back to the tavern with your 2 scrolls of disguise self. Okie dokie. You guys all meet back in the tavern. Just perfect timing. You distribute the horses. You all have a horse. And you start riding off into the sun. It's noon. The sun's straight up. You don't ride off towards any sun. So, yes, you ride off to the northeast towards Vapid Bend. Boop-a-doop. Okay. You guys just riding? I mean, you're on the road. From when you guys were entering, some of you were entering the city when you first got here. It definitely seems the travel on the road is less, but there are still people trickling in for this event that is happening. Still a lot of markets lining in, but you guys are able to ride on towards Vapid Bend with no issue. It's a 2-day travel time, so you guys ride for the first day, make it about halfway there. Too much biting. Watch out. Oh, Jesus. I don't know, maybe. They took away all my stuff, so let me see if I can find anything. But who's all right? So you guys are just riding. Are you anyone keeping a lookout, or are you guys just riding? Okay, so Vart. So who's leading the group? Vart. Is anyone helping him? Okay, so someone's helping. So Vart and Edglin will lead. Cassidy's falling behind as well with them. So Vart and Edglin, you can roll with one of you roll with advantage or roll separate checks of perception. Okay. So you guys are riding for most of the day. You guys are still relatively. You get about halfway. There's a small town, very small town. It's not like there's more than just residential farmlands. There's no shops. There's no inns there. So you can pull off to the side of the road after or before the town and camp for the night. What do you want to do? Or you can ride through. Totally up to you. Yes, you've been riding the whole day. So you guys left about noon. So you get Fred. You guys left a little bit later. So you're not quite at the town. You see a town on the horizon. So you're just near the road. It's open plains. It's just about sundown. A little bit after sundown. So it's dusk. Yes, 6, 7. You guys are in the spring, so days that are a little bit longer. Spring. So, about 7 hours. You're not close enough to the town. Sorry. Oh, gotcha. I told you guys. What do you want to do? Well, yeah, he did warn you guys. Yes. You guys are still in the open plains near the remote highlands. You guys see the hills off to your east a little bit. You see very small pinpricks of light, as in most likely campfires on the hills. I mean, you guys are relatively close. You guys pretty much are following the river up. And it's fresh water. Magically. Why everything sounds so scary? So you guys are going to push through a little bit? What are you doing? Okay, so you guys are going to walk for a little bit? Push into the night a little bit? Okay. Okay, so you guys push on, walking. I need whoever's leading, so again, Vargs and Edglian, one with advantage or individual with disadvantage. So either a straight roll for one or both of you roll with disadvantage. Because it is now nighttime. You get up to 60 feet. You can't see past that. Rolled an 8. Okay. So you guys push on for a couple of hours. You get near the town. You guys want to stop outside the town though, right? Okay. Well, nothing happens while you go. You guys are just gonna camp next to the road, or are you guys gonna camp? Do a roll a survival check for me. I mean, it's pretty open plains. You don't really see anywhere. Great opportunity to camp. So side of the road's about as best as you can get, unless you don't want to be near the road, near any kind of traffic. So where do you want to camp? Okay, you guys set up camp for the night. Hitch your horses, get a campfire going. Going to sleep. Okay, Vark is going to watch. It's about a little bit below your knee. No, it's not that. So not near the road. Not as close to the road as you are. No, pretty open plains. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's warmer. It's not cold. Not like ice cold nights, no. It's cool. It's chillier. You are close to the water, so it's still relatively chilly. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Vark takes the first watch. Go ahead and roll a perception check with disadvantage for me. Okay. You stay up the first several hours, and you don't hear anything, don't see anything. Nothing seems to bother you guys. No one traversing the roads at all the first couple hours. Okay, who's taking the second watch? Depends on how many watches. How are you going to break it up? Okay, so you'll probably, I would say probably 3-hour watches. So you'll be up the mid of the second watch. So is anyone taking the second watch? Okay, you take second watch. Go ahead and roll with disadvantage perception check. That's with disadvantage? You rolled 2 20s. Okay, I was asking. 17. All right. You most of the night, about an hour into your watch, Cass wakes up. Seems seemingly well rested. You have never known this beforehand, but it seems like he only takes 4 hours to sleep. Because you guys have never slept in the same area at all. But he seems wide awake. He sits down with you. Cass, you go ahead and roll with the disadvantage perception check as well. Now that you're up. Nothing happened in the first hour. You hear some rustling, but it could have just been the wind. Or field rats. You don't know. Oh, right. Elephant. So perception with disadvantage. 10. Okay. So your second night, you guys hear nothing really. Like I said, some rustling, probably just breeze. Nothing jumps out at you. Nothing attacks you. Last watch. Stone. Who do you wake up to do the last watch? Since it was not predetermined. So Cass, so you're just going to take the last one? You can just take the last one. That's fine. Go ahead and another perception check with disadvantage. Okay, so you go ahead and roll this disadvantage too, Draken. You can just roll twice, or when you in your character sheet, there's at the top it says disadvantage, advantage, normal. Click on disadvantage and then roll. Okay, so you two, not much happening on. Early morning, starts to come. Sun starts coming up. Nothing happens. You guys make it through the night. No issues. You can continue on. Okay. Oh, jeez. Okay, you go ahead and do that. How much are you drinking? Okay, you're good still. You're not drunk or anything. It feels good. You guys start to head off again in the direction of Vapid Bend. Yes, I found something. There you go. You take off. And you guys are just traveling. You go through the town, not much. So there's a couple of houses, farms, it looks like. Nothing major. And you just travel on through towards Vapid Bend. Who's leading today? Vart. Okay. Is anyone helping Vart? Okay. Lucius pushes over the dwarf and starts looking. Just kidding. That's how he does. You rolled with advantage? Okay. 18. Okay. The remote timberlands comes out a little bit more where you're at now. So you see a little bit of the dead trees that you remember from your past. But it's still pretty far away. But the area looks a little familiar from you, the dregs of your mind. But you continue following the river up towards Vapid Bend, and not long before noon, probably about 3 or 4 in the afternoon, you start to see those city walls in the horizon. It seems still about a half day's travel out. Do you wish to push on, or do you wish to camp for the night? It's starting to get dark. You guys traveled for most of the day as well, and the city's on the horizon. You could probably push through, but you would probably start getting close to exhaustion. About half a day's travel. Corolla, you guys all of a sudden realize, you didn't buy any feed at the stable. But luckily, Corolla's got 8 bags of feed just strung over her shoulders. She came prepared. Although when you guys hitch up the horses, they just kind of start feeding on the grass. Corolla likes to treat her horses right. Go right ahead. You have a male. Jesus. Draken's pony is wobbling a little bit. And it's actually a boy pony. Okay, roll a constitution check for me. Yes, you did. I'll roll for your horse. Yep. Roll insight check. Roll a constitution check. Oh, no. No, that's for him. I rolled for the pony. Pony's a little bit sturdier than dwarf is, apparently. So as Draken's over there, he's kind of got the bottle tipped up to the pony and he's taking a couple licks. He kind of wobbles and falls on his butt. And Seems like Draken's gotten hit in the bottle a little bit today. Yes, so you are considered drunk for the next. You are considered drunk for the next either 8 hours or long rest. 4 hours. 4 hours or long rest. Excuse me. So you guys set up for the night. You guys just camping off the side of the road again. Lizard person. Oh God. Oh shit. What for your age? He's a dwarf. That's like youngish. You don't know shit. You don't even know what 190 means. I'm just kidding. You know what 100. That's really old. Yes, you do. That's a long time though. Okay, so first watch. So your first watch for you. Same setup as last night, essentially. Cass will get up after 4 hours, take the last watch. Someone's got to take second watch. Who's taking second watch? What? Okay. What'd you say, Kazzy? No. Oh, Jesus. Sure. Okay. Perception check. Vart. Disadvantage Vart. First watch. Male. Go where you tell me. He doesn't really know. He seems fine. Yes, Scottish. It's a Scottish horse. Work. Okay, so first watch 6. Okay, same rustling as before. Again, probably chalk it up to wind. I mean, it is a little breezy. It's just a general rustling, just like the wind. Yes, nothing has been missing. Nothing's gone. No one noticed anything. Okay, first watch is done. Nothing happened. You're good. You wake up Jazzy on the... Jazzy's ready for the second watch, expecting to get paid. Draken does not wake up for the second watch. He is drunk, and he is passed out. So, Jazzy, go ahead. Do a perception check for me. Oh, Corolla was going to be awake. Corolla and Jazzy. So, both of you, either one with advantage, or, okay. Either go ahead and... You have +5 to perception? Probably. Okay, now both of you roll again, because you have disadvantage. Oh, Corolla, you're good. You rolled 19. Jazzy, roll again for disadvantage. Wow. So you take the 9, so 14. Okay, so you guys, nothing, you guys don't hear anything, you guys don't see anything, I mean, other than, normal nature noises, breeze, sound of the river. Nothing seems to happen. Third watch, and halfway through your watch, Cass wakes up. Just out of a stupor. Again, you two didn't know he only takes 4 hours of sleep. No one knows this. Yeah. So he just like snaps out of whatever meditation he was in. Maybe. Your wily ways. And there's the dwarf. Oh, Jesus. He's got that down. Maybe. You guys couldn't hear shit over that. No, it did fine. It brushed it off. Okay, so third watch. Is anyone going to wake up with Cast? I mean, you only got Ed, Glee, and Cassidy and Lucius. You guys taking the watch with Cast, or is he doing it alone? No one's woke up. Cass is alone. Perception check with disadvantage. You're conked out. Don't worry. I was talking with Cassidy, Lucius, and Ed, Glee. 13. Okay. Same thing. You hear a lot of rustling. It seems like the wind picked up a little bit. It would seem because you hear a lot more rustling. Okay. All good. You guys finish up your long rest for the morning, and with Vapid Ben on the horizon, you take off again. Mm-hmm. That's what you're wearing. No, you don't have a hood. You're beast man. You don't really typically wear clothes. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's totally inconspicuous. Are you putting the alligator head on? No, you don't. Disguise kit? Please tell me you're talking about disguise kit. Okay. I mean, there's not much you can do with a bugbear. You could... I would say you could probably change his fur color with a high enough roll. But you... Yeah. Sure. Okay. You do realize you still have double the length of arms that most people have and are completely covered in fur, and you have bear paws for feet. No, that's a fact. Go look at your feet. Whatever. They're fur-covered elephant feet. It's the same thing. I mean, you can go ahead. You can certainly try. Go ahead and roll a performance check. Okay. Okay, don't bother with the roll then. You have a dwarf-sized blanket that'll cover like a small cape for him. And it blends right into his own fur. It's like he's doubled in size. And he still looks exactly like a bugbear. To be honest, I mean, this area this area is known for bugbears in the remote highlands, so you want me to color you pink. Right. As you guys take off for the day towards Vapid Bend on the horizon, you're traveling for about a couple of hours before you come upon a camp. There's a cart, 2 horses, and where's my cursor? A camp, 2 horses, and 3 men just about their day working. There's just paws at this stream, letting their horses drink. Okay, hood up. Everyone go ahead and take a look at Roll20, if you haven't already. Who knows if there's going to be combat? I just like to be prepared. We're in a bad place. You're not. Kill him! You guys aren't quite to vapid bend. Oh my God. What? Jesus Christ, guys. Now this is the chair. Okay. Y'all done overreacting? Okay. That's fine. So you guys approach. I mean, they like look over and notice you guys. I mean, they're near the road, so you know it's not like you guys are like sneaking up on them or anything like that. Here we go. This is what I was finally fucking looking for. You looking? They're all squished. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6. And then the tiny little pony. It's squat just like that. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Yep. Calm the fuck down, everyone. Am I missing? Why am I missing a horse? What the fuck did I miscount? I miscounted. No, he doesn't. Stop it. Shut up. Oh, Jesus. The Chinaman. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, I know. Luhan. Why the fuck is... Wait, what? No, that's not cast. It's actual fuck. Now I'm confused. Oh, please stop pinging. I didn't know you guys were all gonna get horses, so I wasn't prepared for that. I should have figured you'd get a horse, but you're all getting. Wow, you guys are like tiny compared to these guys now. Nope, that's gotta be done right. Oh God, because it's like super squat. All right, there we go. It's a pattern. Leave it alone. It's just a fucking horse. God, the hate. Yeah, well, it was Dwarven made. Okay. You get so all of them look up. They're just busy kind of setting up camp, even though it's midday. You guys don't know what the fuck they're doing, but they're setting up camp. I gotta affect. I need to update your guys' health. I haven't done that yet. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, wait, what? Is this not? Oh, I didn't give this guy, I think. There we go. Boop-a-doop-a-doop. Okay. And they're just setting up camp, being peaceful, you know. They look over you, they give you kind of a wave as you guys are starting to ride by. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and make perception checks, whatever, if you want to. I don't know. Don't know shit. Bear cloak. Okay. Nope. They're just guys setting up camp. What are you guys doing? You guys gonna stop and talk to him? You guys gonna ride by? What are you doing? And I mean, you guys, if you do not want to talk to him, you can feel free to go on. Okay. Not everything is a trap. Let's see. Vart was out front. Oh God. All right. Just Vark's out front. It's been decreed. Damn, they're just humans, man. Ah. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Mm. No. It's like has to be like equipment. It can't be. The saddle would become invisible, but not you. Yeah, multiple versions. If you were inside the horse, it would work. Okay, so Edwin, you're gonna stop and talk to him. I thought you said. Is anyone? Sure, you start. Sure. The vague description of a human man? Sure. Go right ahead. Oh, you don't know the leader of the man who killed all of your people? I didn't get his name. Actually, you. So the guy, you talking about the guy that like led the attack on your village, right? He was a youthful, noble-looking man. Curly brown hair. Clean-shaven. Not short, not tall. Relatively average body size. Dressed nicely. And wore fancy looking equipment, as in like very shiny armor, not necessarily used. And fancy looking weapons. Again, not necessarily used. That's what he looked like. You look over and none of these three guys fit that description whatsoever. These look like just three average Joe farmer guys. Okay. So you're okay. So you're gonna have Ed ask them that. Okay. So. Okay, so you're trying to hide from these guys as well. I mean, they're immediately taken back at the elephant riding towards them. Locks it on. Locks. Yeah. Jesus. Lock-ons are very uncommon in this area. Not unknown as known as friendly because they're stonesmiths up in the remote highlands. So they're not. They look over the bugbear though and are a little bit scared. But notice you're keeping your distance and you're with a group of relatively friendly-looking people. So you approach them. Ed's going to approach him. Are any of you else coming up with Ed Clean, or is he just approaching by himself? Okay. Jazzy's going to go right up there with him. Oh god, he's getting drunk again. Getting drunk, not drunk. Okay, so you begin to approach them. And Coral, what are you doing? Coral runs over to the water, and the Kraken eats her. He might beans with a strong one. Okay, so the approach was like, "Oh, hail, traveler! We don't get many Loxodons coming down this far down from the remote highlands." Quirks an eyebrow. It just kind of gives you a really like dumb look, like what? Well, you seem to be describing some of the noblemen from the city. Several. Do you have any more specifics? What's he do? His family name? Not in detail enough, no. You may have noticed their colors. Yes, you did. It was because all of them were typically wearing the same color because they all just happened to be. It was a deep royal green with white checkered pattern. You shout that out. Hey. Guys, sorry, I can't hear you. Can you speak up? He's like, oh, okay. He's just like, okay. So he just kind of watches this happen. He's just kind of giving you guys a look, like, he says, "Oh, royal green and white checker. Yes, that's what families are." Looks over it and it's like, Nils, which nobleman is that? And he kind of gives a thought for a second. What the hell did it go? Oh, it's like, oh, that's the Borman family. Borman. You're probably describing the Nicholas Borman, the son. The next one to take the family name. Corolla, roll intelligence check for me. Yeah, Nicholas Borman. Not a save, but didn't matter. You don't have a modifier. Yeah, Nicholas Borman. He's a troubling kid. He does a lot of hunting. He's generally up to no good. But the city likes the Borman family. They're very popular. Cassidy, roll an intelligence check for me. John. Cassidy, intelligence check. Oh, no, that's tracking. Why did you even roll? Okay. All right. Whoa! And I even set that DC in my head pretty high. So when he mentions Nicholas Borman, you think back. Check. That's fine. None of you have proficient intelligence saves anyways. None of you are wizards. So it wouldn't matter. You think back. Actually, it would matter because you're jack of all trades affects intelligence checks. But and you think back the paperwork that Kroll mentioned. It was initialed from NB. NB and NB, Nicholas Borman. Don't know if, I mean, that's a stretch, but I mean, you're a pretty intelligent person. But only you and Corolla know that because only you and Corolla talked about the paperwork. I said paperwork. Mm-hmm. She's like right behind you. Okay, okay. All right. I'll just make sure. Follow the road. Go ahead. Sorry. You also remember that the paperwork states that the route would start in Vapid Bend. Next time I'll get you a little journal entry. I'll add that in. So there's that. But yeah, so go ahead. Yeah, you guys can just pretty much do it back and forth, so you're fine. Okay. He says, do you guys have business with Nicholas? Or the Borman family? Looking at Ed Glean. No, he's looking at Ed Glean. Yeah, not you guys. He didn't hear any of that, don't worry. Because, I mean, Ed Glean was asking about him, so. And he just kind of gives a dumb look. They're basic people, but, I mean, come on. It's at that moment the guy in the back gets an arrow through his neck. And you guys see in the distance a large group of goblins approaching, with one central goblin larger than the rest with a staff, and a pack of wolves with them. No hobgoblins. It seems like someone, maybe possibly a magic user. He has a staff. You don't know. And you see a couple of other... And as the arrows landed... Oh, that's going to be loud. But yeah, fuck it. Okay. The one in the back is dead. It takes an arrow to the throat. The first barrage. The second barrage, the one with the stick, dies next. His name was Nils, but sure. The last guy who has a crossbow. He seems to be a hunter. He turns and, surprisingly enough, without much, he's not afraid. He fires back and he starts launching arrows, and the goblins start rushing towards you guys. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Pick that up next time in a goblin fight. You don't have fireball. You don't have it. No. You can't even cast their little spells anyways. You'd probably blow yourself up. Worth. These horses take off running. Hey, you guys got a buddy with you though. Look at him. He's ready to go. He's fucking drops his little pheasant, starts firing back. Why? Jeez, not everyone's bad. Jesus. One family from Batman. All humans are bad. Woman. Okay, so you guys have 20 minutes. Any last minute changes to your characters for level 4? And not, I will be saving all your character sheets at 8 o'clock. Okay? Okay. Awesome. If you guys have any questions or need me to know anything, let me know. Otherwise, have a good night. The ones that I probably won't be talking to afterwards. I'll throw them in there for you if I have to make it myself. Yeah. See. Night. Oh, legs. Oh. Man, learn about everyone's backstories. Or little bits, tidbits here and there. Ow. What the fuck? Someone take off in a rocket? Choo. I gotta get all your guys' stuff updated. No, he dipped. How is your server set up with that new, with the RPG? It's like balanced out. Nothing's crashing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Do it on his own. Oh, okay. So they have really low health but high resistance. Cool. Theo. Ooh. Cool. Fuck, I have to build a new city. Well, probably eventually. After I get back from traveling next week. Because I'll be home for a while. Same place. Yeah, after traveling, I was like, I'll wait till I get back. You guys are totally gonna just not go into Vapid Bend, right? And launch just artillery strike it? No? Alright. I'll build the damn city. I don't know why. I mean, I fucking wrote the story, yet I developed more of the other fucking continent cities than the continent I knew was gonna be primary for a little while, so. Yeah, I don't know why. I shouldn't have worked so far backwards. But, I got 2 weeks, right? Almost. You guys are the PCs. Woo! The fucking pocket meat, pocket change, PMPCs. NPCs, meat pocket changers. Sure. Oh god, you really do need a better name. Oh god. You'll get there. You guys will get there.